Hello everybody, my name is Piyush Chauhan, and first of all I would like to welcome you all on this particular course on database management systems. And this particular video is all about we will be discussing like who's this course is for, and then we will discuss about what is the syllabus that we are going to follow and how this course is going to be, how it is designed, what is the flow of this particular course. And then we will be discussing about little bit about like how you can get benefited from this particular course. So let's get started without wasting any more time on the introduction. Let me just pull up my screen on the syllabus. But before that, I would like to discuss about who's this course is for. So, to be very frank, this is gonna be for anybody who wants to transition into data career. Okay, like the people who are in the from the different backgrounds, if they want to transition into database related jobs like data admin, data analyst, or data engineering. So this is one of the building block course for them. Other than that, the people or students who are in their semester exams and they wants to learn about the database management system as their course, so this is going to be very helpful. Other than that, the people who have just graduated and are looking for jobs or the looking for internships, so this is going to be one of the important skill that you can have, okay, at the time of interviews. So let's get started. All right. Let me just pull up my screen. I will just walk you through the whole syllabus and the flow, how we are gonna, enjoy this whole particular course. All right. So now you can see my screen. I hope so. So see, this course is going to be divided into particular six modules. All right. The first module is all about the introduction part. Okay, for this I'm not considering it into a module because this is just an introduction. All right, after this we will have this particular thing. Okay, let's go flow by flow. So first thing first, introduction. All right, we will learn what is called data. All right, and what database stands for. Then after that we will see about what is a database system. After that we will see a little bit about the history of you know database systems. Like before database systems, there were other ways how the people used to store the information or the data, and there were process in place, but there were so many problems. So we will be discussing little bit history model. Okay, which was actually known as, let me just write here, just avoid my writing, okay guys, just spare me for that. So early information system. Okay, early information systems. So we will learn about these, what were these information systems and what were the challenges faced when we were directly accessing these information systems for different purposes. Okay, on top of that, then only we'll come to know why we were required to have databases in place. Okay, and then we will see, then only we will also know that what was the purpose of database. After that, we will see what are the types of databases and what are the types we are going to learn in this particular course. Mostly is going to be RDBMS, okay, which stands for Relational Database Management System. Okay, R stands for relational and DBMS, database management system. Okay, one of the important thing to see here is database architecture. Okay, so here we will just learn about what is the second tier architecture or three-tier architecture. So we'll learn about these. What is this all about? Then we'll move to our very first module. Okay, which is ER model. Okay, main thing is ER model. We must have already learned about the databases until this point, and after that, now comes the conceptual design of a database. Okay, for that we will use ER model, which stands for Entity Relationship Model. All right, we will just see what this is, and we will learn everything about it because this is one of the very important concept in database management. All right. So we will see a case study on ER model after that. We might use, see, in this whole course, let me just brief you, we will use three different example and case studies. All right. The very first one is our library management. Since we all are familiar with library management, little bit, so we will see how it is designed, and how what are the challenges that can be faced in library management. Other than that, we will see our banks. Okay, how the banks were using early information systems, and after that what were the challenges faced by them, and how they transitioned into database management system. All right, then we will see one of the railway or airline reservation system. Okay, like from the IRCTC website, we book railways tickets and all, and airline tickets, right? So these are, I think, from the top of my head, the best examples I can think about for now. So we will be using throughout this course these three, and of course, if you come up with something and you just post in the, you wanted to reach me out separately with something, anything about these or other examples that you have in your mind, then obviously from the from while we are in the course only, then you can just ask me in between different questions, or different applications of this database management systems. So entity, coming back to the topic, entity relationship model. All right, once we know how to design this model, then comes our next module, which is we will learn about the relational model. Okay, once we know what is a relational model, we will see how we can convert an entity relationship model into a relational model, and why there is a need to convert ER model into a relational model. See, ER model. Let me just give you a little bit of introduction on this. Let's say ER model, as I said, it's a conceptual model. Okay, like a blueprint, and that had to be converted into something which is implementable. And we for that there are different models for, but in this particular course we will use relational models. All right, we'll see the structure of relational databases, how they are made, and what is the structure of that. We will learn about different kind of keys are there. Okay, not only in relational model but other models also, but specifically, we will take the example of relational model. We'll learn about keys, very important thing, guys. You can't skip any of these things. After that, we will see what are acid properties. All right, which stands for atomicity, consistency, and isolation and durability, I guess. So something is there like that. So you will learn about that here. All right. After that, these are just a little bit things, and how to handle null values, and how what are the things that we do. We'll just learn about these things, and then comes the converting ER model into a relational model. Okay, that's the bigger picture here. First, make ER model, then based on the constraints and everything, make a relational model out of it, or we can say a relational database. That is implementation of the ER model. Okay. Once we done that, we will see how with the help of this particular thing, then we will move to our third module, which is introduction to query language. See, how to make this relational database is with the help of a query language. All right, and this is known as, and with the help of query language, which we'll use as SQL, which stands for structured structured query language. All right. So with the help of this language, how we will how are we designing and creating a database? We will see that. Now, once we have created a database, how to access this data, how to manipulate this particular data, and how to do different things. There is a lot of hows in here. Okay, so that all we will see from this part to this part. All right, like this is my SQL workbench setup. Like I will be telling you how to set up this particular workbench, and where you can actually make your databases, and you can import your databases if already there is a database. And after that, how to manipulate those data points here. Okay, that those all the records and facts and figures, how do we manipulate them? And then after that we will see the data control commands, how to limit the access to these particular data, like what people can access, what type of data and how much data, right? So let's say that let me just give you a quick example here. Let's say there is a bank. Okay, bank is there. So you all know, like banks have, see, there is a common database. Okay, from the data is retrieved. Obviously they will not have different databases for different things. Yeah, they will be having, but the place where they're keeping all this let's say one database there, there's so many things might can be happening from this particular database only. Let's say one of the guys are teller. Okay, and one guy is, you are there, okay, customer. So how much data, like how, what kind of data is to be seen by customer, and what kind of data can be updated and seen by teller? The accesses can be different, right? The teller can actually update your bank balance, right? Like 20,000 something is there is a bank balance now, and obviously he can just go ahead and he knows you have deposited some cash or some other mode, then he will just say, okay, you have deposited 20,000 and now you have 1,40,000 in your account. Okay, as a customer you can't do that, right? You cannot just go into the details of yours and you can just update your amount without actually you know having that kind of access. So this thing is done using the TCL, okay, which stands for transactional control language. All right, so we will be discussing about that. Now coming to the fourth module, which is functional dependencies and normalization. So once we have made our database, now we have to make it effective. All right, we have to see there is no anomalies in the data, database structure basically. Okay, in the view there is nothing wrong with it. All right, so for that we'll see how the functional dependencies and normalization work. Okay, just to make the efficient database. All right, and it can there is a word, what do we say, consistent and non-redundant database. Okay, for that we'll see how these what is the first normal form, what is second, third, and BCNF. All right, after that we will see indexing, which is basically used for the fast access and retrieval of information. We'll see what are the techniques that we use to do that, and after that we will, in the end we will see the last module, the transaction and concurrency control. We will see what is the concurrency, problem of concurrency, when we will be in our very first lecture, which is introduction. All right, so here we will see like what is the problem of concurrency and what is a transaction, and then once we have completed all these modules, we will see how the concurrency problem can be resolved. All right, so that is mostly all about it, and I'll see you in the next video, which is our introduction video, and hope you had fun listening to this whole story. And I guess it will be a very interesting journey for you as well as for me too. Thank you. See you in the first lecture.